Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to create drumlogue user units using Pure Data. In this video, I'll demonstrate a web app that converts Pure Data patches into drumlogue user units simply by uploading your patch. I released similar web apps for Minilog XD, NTS1 Mark II, and NTS3. The drumlogue version works in almost the same way. You drag and drop your Pure Data patch onto the web app, and it generates a drumlogue user unit for you. So, drumlogue is the most powerful log SDK platform so far. It supports user units up to 32 megabytes, allows up to 24 parameters per unit, and has significantly more processing power than other log devices. Because of this, drumlogue enables developers to create very complex user units. At the same time, taking full advantage of this power usually requires a significant amount of development effort. The Pure Data to drumlogue converter makes it much easier to bring out the full potential of drumlogue. So, let's get started. This web app supports 4 conversion modes: synth, delay, reverb, and master. Unlike other log devices, drumlogue does not have an oscillator category. Instead, it uses the synth category. The master effect is a special type of effect. It has 2 separate audio inputs, main and sidechain. The sidechain signal can be used to modulate the main signal, which enables more advanced processing. Now I'll introduce some example Pure Data patches to show what is possible on drumlogue. I won't go into detailed explanations of each patch today, as that would take too long for this short video. The first example is a simple monophonic virtual analog synthesizer. The drumlogue version of the converter supports Pure Data MIDI input objects such as note in, bend in, and touch in. These objects can be used to control parameters like oscillator pitch, volume, or modulation amount. In this patch, the MIDI note number controls the oscillator pitch and the low-pass filter cutoff. The velocity value triggers the envelope generator. This patch uses 9 parameters to shape the sound. The patch consists of 3 subpatches: oscillator, filter, and envelope generator, and most parameters are connected directly to these subpatches. I won't explain the internal details here, but you can run this patch on your PC if you have a MIDI keyboard. You can convert this patch into a drumlogue user unit simply by uploading it to the converter. use this patch as a starting point to build your own synthesizer. The second example is a sample sound player. As you know, drumlogue can play audio samples, and user units can also access this functionality. I implemented a small trick that allows pure data patches to use drumlogue's sample playback system. If you create an array or table whose name ends with _s, it will be automatically filled with sample data. A sample is selected using a pair of values, bank number and index number. You send these values to a special symbol name that ends with _set. The sample length is also required for playback. That value is provided through another special receive symbol name ending with _size. Okay, so this is a basic sample player. Unlike the previous patch, this one does not run on the PC because it relies on drumlogue specific functionality. The table named myTable_s is filled with sample data when bank and index values are sent to the symbol myTable_set. When the table is updated, the receive symbol myTable_size outputs the sample length. Please note that TabRead object also needs the table length, but it doesn't update automatically. So after loading a sample, we send a set message to TabRead object to recapture the updated table size. In this converter, specific receive symbol names are also mirrored as drumlogue UI parameter names. For example, myTable_bank menu and myTable_index menu appear as UI parameters, so the user can choose the bank and index from the front panel. Here's how it works. It's also possible to load stereo samples and to add extra guard samples required for the interpolation used by TabRead4 object. Okay, so here is another example patch. It has a sample player with pitch envelope, high pass and low pass filters, and an amplitude envelope. You can set the sample start and end points. Reverse playback is supported as well. Pitch is controlled by the note parameter. The pitch envelope can sweep from low to high or from high to low. This synth can turn any audio sample into percussive sounds. The last example is a Reverberator. There are many reverb patches written in pure data, and some of them can run on drumlogue with only minor modifications. This patch uses the hv.reverb object from the Heavy library. I simply added audio input and output along with the required parameters. Here's how it sounds. And here is the same patch running as a drumlogue user unit. In this video, I introduced a web app that converts pure data patches into drumlogue user units. Drumlogue has a lot of hidden potential, and pure data is a powerful way to explore it quickly. I hope this tool helps you create your own unique drumlogue user units. Thank you for watching and see you next time.